Welcome back, Los Angeles, California, the LA Memorial Coliseum, just moments away from the start of the third quarter. Craig Bolerjack, Joel Klatt, all USC.
Yeah, it really
all
was.
USC in the first half, and Barkley had 215 yards, passing 3 touchdowns.
He was very effective, and UCLA missed some opportunities. Early in this game, the long touchdown pass to Marquise Lee, that's what got USC going. It was a fantastic pass right on the frame of Marquise Lee. Then 4th down inside the 5-yard line, 4th and goal. USC comes up with a huge stop, and on the ensuing drive, Curtis McNeil takes it the distance. 99-yard drive for USC for their second touchdown, and then Matt Barkley really took over in the second quarter. Lots of short passing. He got the tight ends involved with 2 touchdowns, including a 4th and goal in which USC went for it, but they were able to capitalize on it. It was all Trojans in the first half.
You look at the numbers, and it proves out that way. 215 yards total passing by Barkley, 324 yards of total offense, 9 yards per play, no turnovers. And I'd say the telling fact here is that USC touchdown each of its first 4 possessions in half number 1. Say those on the East Coast who have a Heisman vote may want to tune in to the final half of this ball game and take a look at one Matt Barkley. 22 of 27, 215, 3 touchdowns. His favorite receivers so far, Marquise Lee and Robert Woods, each with 9 receptions in the first half. And UCLA will have it to start the third, and they've got it at the 1-yard line. Here comes Josh Smith, still on his feet, and is stacked up, dropped inside the 30. They'll mark him at the 20-yard line, and a kickoff return of 26. For Rick Neuheisel, Joel, simple, missed opportunities.
The first series of the game, they were answering what USC did with their first touchdown, and on 4th and goal, Juwanza Starling makes the play, and then Kevin Prince misses Shaquille Evans wide open. Rick Neuheisel can't believe it. They were driving again. TJ McDonald picks off that pass in the end zone. Kevin Prince at the end of the half made a very poor decision, ran the ball when he shouldn't have inside of 20 seconds. They didn't get points there very easily. The Bruins should have 17 points on the board right now.
On the defense, number 20. Correction. On the offense, return team, number 25. Penalties in fourth, half the distance of the goal. Down will be 1.
Well, Jay Strickers trying to keep this game under control as we start the third quarter. It's lopsided to, at this point, 29-0. And as we look at what happened, just a little extracurricular activity. That's what happens between rivals, especially crosstown rivals.
54 is Chris Gallipo. Second man always gets called. He goes over the pile. UCLA backed up now inside their own 15-yard line. They'll start this series on their own 14. Kevin Prince got to settle down, has to play better in this second half if they're going to overcome this 29-point deficit.
UCLA will open up with Jonathan Franklin in the backfield. Play action. Prince has time, throws up top, and there's another overthrow. And he had Fourier on the far sideline at the 35-yard line. Petros Papadakis, you've talked to both coaches. What was the feeling?
Well, guys, obviously Rick Neuheisel very disappointed. He said they left a lot of points out there, just like you just said, Joel. He was also very concerned about this 30 minutes that the Bruins can make a good accounting of themselves and go on to the championship game. Lane Kiffin, he was upset about the one time USC had to punt. He knew, he said, that the Bruins could not for Robert Woods and Marquise Lee this whole game.
On second down, quick hitter up the middle, and there goes Franklin. At the 29, mark him at the 30-yard line. A scat back from LA. Dorsey High School, Jonathan Franklin, the junior. And a first down for UCLA. How about Lane Kiffin upset? A near perfect half.
That's an offensive coach for you. They always want perfection and attention to detail. USC, very much attention to detail offensively in the first half. UCLA, not so much. They're trying to get themselves going here in the second half.
2 wide receivers near side. Handoff again. Slipping and sliding is Franklin. And next week, don't forget, 2 of the most storied conferences in college football culminate their seasons with 2 epic championship games for the first time in their history. And Fox Sports will bring them to you back-to-back nights. The 12 championship game Friday, December 2nd. Big Ten title game Saturday, December 3rd. And both games are only on Fox Sports. pick up a 5, second down 5. UCLA spreads the field. Quick hit near side. And a shoestring tackle on Shaq Evans. Isaiah Wiley. That's where you really test a corner, Joel, as you know. Can he make that open field tackle after the wide receivers got a little cushion between him and one another?
And Wiley was able and up to the task. A nice tackle there on second down.
UCLA trying to push the tempo a bit. Flags are out. One thing about Prince, he has shared the wealth. 9 now Bruins have caught footballs
Illegal
from Kevin Prince.
substitution on the defense. Number 98. 5-yard penalty. Yardage gain results in a first down.
Dejon Harris, number 98.
Trying to some players off, substitute on defense. UCLA did the correct thing, went right up to the line of scrimmage, snapped the ball quickly. Easy yards there for Kevin Prince, and now UCLA has something going. Remember, this drive started on their own 14-yard line.
First and 10 at the 45. Franklin out, Derek Coleman in, number 33 at the tail. Prince pedals back, pressure, dropped for the 3rd time tonight. Back to the 37-yard line. Roby has had a nice game in the secondary.
Miguel Roby comes from his corner position on the blitz and just keeps coming. He had time. There was a half a beat. Kevin Prince had an opportunity to step up and let that ball go. Had some wide receivers open in the back end, but credit the effort from USC continuing to come after the quarterback, ultimately get him down on the ground.
That's a loss of 8. And second down 18. Play action. Prince goes up top. Easy catch by Rosario.
That's there all day long.
Yes.
Because of the single safety look. USC committing an extra player to run defense. Try to stop this pistol run attack. The corners are off. Easy throws on the outside. I like what UCLA did right there, giving themselves a more manageable 3rd down at 3rd and 2.
Well, they get 20 yards back. 3 minutes in on this opening drive here in quarter. Down 29. Quick hit. Oh, sliding. Lost his cleats.
Hayes Pillard, the redshirt freshman, comes up with another tackle. This guy is all over the field, and he will use any part of his body to get you down on the ground. A 100% effort player, and now his defense is going to face UCLA on a 4th down.
And tonight 0 for 1 on 4th down attempts by Neuheisel and the Bruins. Crowd's up. Now timeout.
Timeout. UCLA.
Another wasted
Yes.
timeout for the Bruins. We've seen this several times tonight already. UCLA trying to get on the same page, down 29.
Pac-12 College Football Saturday is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 50% or more on car insurance. And by Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper is giving away over $1 million in tuition. Go to drpepper.com for details. 4th down and 3 after the timeout. What did Rick Neuheisel draw up? They need 3 yards to keep this drive alive. In and out of the hands of Rosario. And the pressure came from Wes Horton off the edge. Number 96.
And Miguel Roby with another big play. Already had a sack on this possession, and Petros, Monty Kiffin has got some players with USC. These young freshman linebackers have really inspired this defense.
Well, that's the truth, Joel. The fresh linebackers have been a great bonus. Monty Kiffin really struggled last year adjusting to what was the Pac-10 and all the different offenses. The Pac-12 has been great to him, though. His defense has stepped this year.
USC takes over downs at their own 48-yard line. Back to pass. Barkley wants a home run ball. Double coverage up top. Incomplete. Overthrew the streaking Robert Woods. Matt Barkley aired that ball out, Joel, 55, maybe 57 yards.
That was the correct throw. He was double covered, and he wanted to take the shot anyway, so he threw the ball where it was either going to be incomplete or his player could get it. There was no chance that UCLA was going to run that ball down. So an excellent decision from Matt Barkley on the deep ball.
3 touchdown throws in the first half for Barkley. Went for his 4th. Now he's pedaled back again at his own 40-yard line. Another deep ball. He's got man coverage this time. Flag is down, and the ball is in the hands of Marquise Lee. "52 yards, a flag at the 10. Touchdown Trojans.
Calling a holding on Sheldon Price. Number 22. 2 deep shots in a row. This one to true freshman Marquise Lee. There's the hold. Excellent call. It looked live like Marquise Lee might have gotten away with a push-off, but on the replay, it was a clear hold by Sheldon Price. Touchdown Trojans.
Point after attempt and through the uprights. 35-0. Barkley, 4 touchdowns, 267 yards. 2 of those touchdowns to Marquise Lee. Very emotional Trojan sideline tonight, up 36. This is the final game of the season for USC. NCAA sanctions, no postseason play for USC. That cloud will lift next year, and I don't know what's going to happen with Barkley and Kiffin, but maybe this is their farewell song tonight. And Barkley, terrific football game to this point. Josh Smith at the 20, cuts and is hit from behind at the 25-yard line, a return of 19. Let's check out the Bank of the West Pac-12 Players of the Week, and could it be Marquise Lee? Two in a row, the way he's playing tonight, I'd say yeah.
Well, both of these guys, freshmen. Hayes Pillard, a terrific day against Oregon, 14 tackles in that game. Marquise Lee was sensational, and he's maybe been even better tonight against crosstown rival UCLA. What a bright future that young man has.
UCLA goes back to work, balls on the turf. Not a good exchange by Franklin and Prince. Recovered by the Bruins back at the 24-yard line.
UCLA completely out of sorts. They've had no rhythm. Timeouts because they can't get lined up. Wasted all their timeouts in the first half. They've already taken a timeout in this half. They've not gotten the ball to Joseph Fourier on a consistent base. Kevin Prince, when he's had open receivers tonight, Craig, he's overthrown them.
Play clock to 5. And the play clock's to 2. Just got it off. Turns in the pocket. Fires across and makes the reception. Rosario at the 45-yard line. 1st and 10, UCLA after a pickup of 22.
You look at this ball club, USC, and the fans.
One more year.
They want number 7 around. Because if he were to come back, granted, he's probably going to be a top 5 pick in the draft if he decides to leave. But if he comes back, this unquestionably, with the way that they're playing late in the season, would be a top 5 team preseason next year.
Fourier goes in motion. Little dump down. Coleman nowhere to run. Could not turn upfield as Lamar Dawson, middle linebacker, made the tackle.
Petros, these linebackers I'm so impressed with. It was just a few years ago that USC was linebacker U with all those guys we're seeing in the NFL. They've reloaded right away.
Certainly it's been a great job. Lamar Dawson became a starter versus Washington and really took over. Number 55 is a big deal here at USC. That's what Chris Claiborne and Junior Seau wore. And Hayes Pillard and Dion Bailey, I mean, these guys, like you said, they'll tackle you with their neck if they have to.
They are fly-around type of guys, and here comes Prince out of the pocket. Turns on the motor, and Stutter steps out of bounds at midfield. Now, this is a good group. Not the biggest of linebackers, more like strong free safety types. Joel at 6 feet is Bailey, 200 pounds. Dawson's the big kid at 235. And Pollard goes 2 1/4. But boy, they fly around and go sideline to sideline. Clock strikes 9 minutes, third quarter. Trojans having fun, up by a count of 36-0. Third down 8. Prince pushed out again into the pocket, running for his life, tripped up and dropped back at the 46. And Les Horton sacks him for the 4th time tonight.
A lot of credit goes to these young linebackers, but the pass rush for USC has been relentless tonight on Kevin Prince. Nick Perry, Harris, Tupou, Horton, all over the UCLA quarterback.
Terrific punt. Woods driven back to the 5-yard line. Woods will slip and slide to the 13-yard line. Joel, what makes one Mr. Barkley so good?
Well, I think it's 3 things. One, it's his ability to utilize the offense, trying to get double moves, sees the defense take off to the left, and he comes through his progression to the right side and makes the completion. Then it's moving the defense, taking the linebacker where he wants him to go, clearing out a patch of grass in order for him to throw a nice ball right into that area accurately for a completion and moving the chains. And then it's his arm strength, the skill level from the 35-yard line, legs spread out. He's only got a small lane there to fit the ball into the goal line. He's able to do so to Robert Woods. This guy has all 3 attributes. He knows his offense, good arm strength, and he can manipulate the defense with his eyes. Everything an NFL scout or GM would want to see.
Another personal foul whistled against USC on that punt, and that pushes the Trojans back inside their own 10-yard line, and the chant continues. Barkley, 1 more year. He'll step up and throw. Busted play. Now Carson Palmer, Liner came back. This season, of course, the numbers are on that teetering on the I guess the word is gaudy.
Well, and remember, Carson Palmer and Matt Leinart, those numbers include their bowl game. Matt Barkley not going to have that luxury. This guy's late season play sets the record for USC in passing yards against Arizona, 6 touchdowns against Colorado. Really marquee performance against Oregon, and then he's sensational here tonight.
McNeil gets the carry. Wiggles his way out to the 12-yard line. You know, with a lot of the press at the beginning of the season, of course, when you're on probation, you just kind of, check mark USC off your map. But week by week, Barkley just continues to build and build a lot of momentum.
I think that the Heisman Trophy is won in the second half of the season. And the 2 best players in college football the second half of the season have been Case Keenum and Matt Barkley.
Keenum, we saw in the opener against this UCLA team. Cougars undefeated. As Barkley on the rollout, throws this one away. There's flags everywhere. Dayton Jones brought some heat for UCLA.
Get Aaron Hester for pass interference. UCLA's got to be frustrated right now because, quite frankly, this has been their only way to defense.
There's a hole.
These great wide receivers just holding them. I mean, that's just blatant right there, and that's a frustrated defense. The only weapon at their disposal right now is to reach out, try to grab these guys. And you got to credit USC because a wide receiver that just stops when he's held rarely draws a flag. But when he runs through it, that's when it becomes obvious. They draw the flag. We've seen a couple of those tonight.
Well, Lee and Woods had 18 receptions between the 2 of them in the first half. Obviously, Barkley's 2 of his fake targets. He pumps, looks to the far side, and the catch is made by Ellison. He's bumped down to the 31-yard line.
lot of the talk will be surrounding Matt Barkley, what he's going to do after tonight's ball game. But let's remember, you got to give him a lot of credit for the way he's played and led this team through the last 2 years.
Yes.
Not much has been talked about as far as the character for Matt Barkley. What he's been able to do the last 2 years, phenomenal. A lot of credit goes his way for that.
Second down. Barkley underneath. Woods the catch near a first down at the 38-yard line. And Petros, we talked to Lane Kiffin about Matt Barkley, and it's simple. They don't talk much about the probation. They just go out and try to win football games.
They handled themselves pretty well through this bowl ban. Remember, they still have their scholarship sanctions that will start in February. But one of the real things that impressed me about Matt Barkley is he's about 220 right now. He was much heavier when he started as a true freshman. He changed his body between this year and the previous 2 years. This is a guy that can really move better in the pocket and push up in there.
Barkley, quick feet, throws it out to the flat. Well, they've mixed it up. They've mixed it up all night long. 42-yard line. And the 1st and 10 line brought to you always by Russell Athletic. Moving the chains not a problem tonight for the Trojans.
Beat the Bruins!
A pickup of 5, 2nd and 5. In motion goes Ellison. Pressure on a knee. Lead down after the catch. Tonight's broadcast is on AFN, the American Forces Network, broadcasting to the U.S. Armed Forces serving in 175 countries and aboard ships at sea. They're watching around the world in Iraq, Germany, Italy, Southwest Asia, South Korea, and Japan, and we'd like to welcome them and thank them for their service.
Especially on this Thanksgiving weekend.
Yes.
Been a tremendous weekend of football. Thank all of those out there serving our country so diligently around the world.
Tyler lines up alongside Barkley. Pumps over the top. Right on the hands. Beautiful catch. Lee on his gun. 20, 15, 10, 5. Dives. And he's out of bounds. Marked by the side judge at the 4-yard line. 58 yards. What a catch by Lee.
What protection from the front 5 for USC, allowing Barkley that extra half second to throw the ball off his back foot with tremendous touch. And then true freshman said right at the 4-yard line, did step out with that left foot. But how about the athletic play just to get it down that far to have a chance at the pylon? This kid is sensational.
12 catches, 213 yards. With still 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. Tyler lines up in the power and now whistles.
Ruling on the field that the runner was out of bounds. The play's under further review.
So the review will be made. Did Lee step out of bounds? From our vantage point, that last replay, I would say yes.
But what a catch.
And what a run.
Yeah, I mean, this guy is absolutely phenomenal. He will absolutely be a freshman All-American. Here's the still frame of him at the 4-yard line, left foot. What looks to be on the white chalk.
Now he's in at the 7. He's out at the 4.
That right there looks to me like he's on the line, Craig. I agree with you. How about this duo? Marquise Lee, a couple of touchdowns, 12 catches for 213.
And a goal.
Ruling on the field stands out at the 4-yard line. Robert Woods, just a sophomore. He was a freshman All-American a year ago. Marquise Lee well on his way. He will undoubtedly be a freshman All-American. He's the best freshman in the country.
Now Woods was the conference freshman, offensive freshman of the year, no question. And then you've got a 1-2 punch, a sophomore and a freshman. Woods is going to have that ankle, as I mentioned, surgically repaired during the offseason. 1st and goal, 4-yard line. Up top. Touchdown, Woods. Barkley put the touch and a little air underneath. A great concentration, Joel, by Robert Woods.
What a fantastic catch. And the body control to get the foot down. Robert Woods and Marquise Lee putting on a show in the Coliseum with their junior quarterback, Matt Barkley.
5th touchdown, 339 yards. Extra point, splits the uprights. Got a flag as we get ready to go to break. Emotions starting to pour out a little bit here as this game is really tilted and lopsided. 42-0 USC.
Personal foul on the defense, number 3. Illegal hands to the face. 15-yard penalty enforced on a kickoff. The extra point's good.
Cassius Marsh, sophomore defensive tackle, all smiles on the USC sideline. And UCLA concerned despair. 43-0 Trojans.
Coors Light says don't get flagged for breaking law. It's a cold, hard fact. 21 means 21. So keep yourself and your friends in the game.
Welcome back, LA Memorial Coliseum. I guess the Trojans are, well, tooting their own horn. Why not? Up 43-0 on UCLA.
Very impressive.
No chance for a return. That kick was knocked away at the 45-yard line because of the penalty, the personal foul penalty on the PAT. But the scoring drive, 93 yards, 8 plays, just over 4 minutes off the clock. And Barkley with 5 touchdown passes tonight. 38 touchdowns on the year, ties the Pac-12 record. He shares it with Matt Leinart. Accomplished that back in 2003.
They're still 3 minutes and 50 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. No telling how many he's going to have before the night's over.
Ball start on the offense, number 60. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
That's Jeff Baca, junior left tackle, Mission Viejo, California.
Nothing's gone right for UCLA. Aside from that first drive, I mean, clearly getting stopped on that 4th down inside the 5-yard line, 4th and goal. They just never responded at that, and USC's offense was just full superior to the Bruin defense all night long.
Robin Jones in the backfield. On the play action, the rollout. Embry with the catch and out of bounds at the 30-yard line. He'll be close to the first down marker. Embry, a senior out of Overland Park, Kansas. Big target, 6'3". Clock under 4 minutes here in the 3rd. Up the middle, Jones, Uko, number 90.
Petros, this is a fairly young team for USC. Even if Matt Barkley, Matt Khalil, and TJ McDonald leave, they've got some very good young players here for the future.
Well, defensively, you think that they're going to be okay, but we know this conference well, guys. In the Pac-12 conference, you have to have good to excellent quarterback play, and you have to have a veteran back there to really compete week in and week out. They really have to develop somebody fast if Barkley takes off.
Prince tucks and runs. Takes a hit, knocked down back to the 37-yard line. And that's Horton. Well, what about the Hoover next season? Joel, 19 of the 22 starters this year are not seniors. 10 on O, 9 on D.
But again, several of these guys could take off for the NFL. How about USC? The bench, the crowd still into this thing.
3rd down and 2. Incomplete. That brings up 4th down for Rick Neuheisel. He's going to bring on the punt team of Jeff Locke.
Frustrating night for UCLA. Clearly USC the better team right now, but effort level for the Bruins has not been there. And that's very frustrating for a head coach.
Good punt. Roby takes it 19-yard line. Head to the near side. He's got room 30, 35, 40. Dragged out of bounds at the 42-yard line. A 43-yard punt, 23-yard return.
Matt Barkley could have been his last time walking in this stadium. Emotional start to the game, the long touchdown to Marquise Lee. I've been impressed with the touch passes and the moxie, knowing where he's at in the pocket, knowing where he's at on the field, and delivering the ball with accuracy to his playmakers and allowing them the opportunity to make plays. This guy's been absolutely sensational tonight. No one's played better over the last 2 weeks of the season in the entire country than Matt Barkley.
Another penalty whistled. Personal foul against USC, so they're going to march this ball back at the 27-yard line. 79 career touchdown passes, 5 tonight. And still on the field with just under 2 minutes to play in the third. USC opens in the eye. Once more, Barkley underneath. Second effort, breaking out of a tackle is Telford. The tight end should have been dropped around the 30-yard line, but on second effort, Joel picks up 5 extra yards.
And another thing that's so impressive about Barkley, he came in with all these expectations as a true freshman. And Petros, as you know, with this program, all eyes on USC, very tough to do.
It's very interesting. Pete Carroll came in and really had a plan for Matt Barkley, wanted to start him and kind of set him up as a savior for a program that didn't need one. I think it set him back, but Lane Kiffin's done a great job with it.
Second down 2. A rare running play as McNeil is tied up and dropped. He'll lose 2 back to the 32. Zumwalt and Carter in on the tackle.
It's interesting you say that because it's not necessarily Lane Kiffin calling pass plays. Remember, can't even count how many times he's called a run play with the option for Matt Barkley to stand up and throw the ball to the outside. He's just giving his players the opportunity to be successful, and Matt Barkley is putting them in the right situations with the football.
But what you're seeing now, the corners are playing up on the receiver more than they did in the first half of play. There's another underneath throw. And again, Telfer with the reception. He knew where the sticks were, and he moves them as he just slides by the 38-yard line. We saw a lot of soft play on the corners in the first half.
Yeah, easy throws on the outside. That's why we're seeing more designed inside passing. The tight ends getting involved for USC. Barkley doing a nice job getting through his progression. Now with the clock winding down in the third, they don't even have to snap this football. Barkley takes a look up at the clock and realizes, let's go talk over what we're going to do in the fourth quarter, maybe his last quarter as a USC Trojan.
3 quarters in the books, dominated by USC. This is the Pac-12 College Football Saturday, presented by KFC.